890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto Auto Sales.
Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
If you like pina coladas.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now,
the 3-time sexiest man in Millington, Johnny Hardin.
Yo, 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 yo! It's Sports 56 Happy Hour with your buddy Johnny Radio. RJ the Renegade is in the hizzy. Y'all know y'all just listened to a little bit of supposedly Greg and Eli, but no, it was Greg and Gabe Kuhn. And you know at G_Kuhn71, the man you've been listening to the last 3 hours, he's going to tweet out the show because we are really not just, no joke, we got 2 FM channels. 87.7 FM, 96.1 FM. Check them out. I know a lot of people have been listening to the original AM 560, and yes, it's dope. It's monotone, though. Check out that stereo. It'll blow you away. Plus, you can actually watch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube. Again, all you have to do is follow our boy Zach Boyd in the morning for CJ and Peter. You just got to follow Gabe for middays and me. And then, of course, Drew Barrett for sports time because they come out fast as can be. And then, of course, follow all of us. And then, of course, follow Sports 56 WHBQ because we also all tweet it all out. But we have a very, very fun and busy show. At 2 o'clock, Lee's going to come on because we got to talk Grizzlies. What the bleep happened last night, I'll talk at 2 o'clock. That was frustrating. I don't know how to say this, but by the way, can I just say, in all honesty, let's be real. We underrate Mr. Ross. Like, you leave that man open, he will bury the bleep out of you. Great picks done last night. He was burying them, and it was just, it was nasty. And unfortunately, the Grizzlies, I think, lost a very important game because what did I say coming out of the break? They have the number 1 schedule in the NBA, the toughest schedule in the NBA remaining. They're at the 8th spot. To hang on to the 8th spot would be a bleeping miracle. But to hang on it, you have to also win games like, well, against the Orlando bleeping Magic. Okay? I'm not trying to be an a-hole, but I might sound like an a-hole. But, yeah, that one really got in my craw last night. That one I felt like, damn, dude. Like, when Terrence Ross comes off, like I look at, my man, Aaron Gordon, what did he have, 8 points last night? Did you see it, RJ?
I did not see the game.
You didn't see the game? Okay, so thank you for being honest. That is awesome, by the way, because that is cool and always be that way. That is also a good learning thing for all you people out there. But if you watched it last night, you saw at the end the way he buried those threes, and it was like nothing but nylon, like whoop. Plus, he led all Magic people. Like, that was the one guy that you knew was hot. That was the one guy who had been getting off, if you know what I'm saying. Like, out of all the people that you're worried about, you're not worried about the normal guys for the Magic. You're like, damn it, we got one guy, and it's Terrence Ross, and he is beating the bleep out of us, if you know what I'm saying. Gordon stunk last night. I thought Markelle Fultz was Markelle Fultz, and he always is kind of below average.
Michael Carter-Williams, man, decided to wake up.
He did wake up last night.
When he starts knocking
20
down
20 points, that just makes you want to throw up. Well, let's be honest.
They had 60 points between him, Terrence Ross, and DJ Augustine off the bench.
Augustine off the bench. Yeah, Augustine also had he had a couple he had also, what was it? No, it was Michael Carter-Williams who had that big steal. Yeah, it was Williams. I was trying to remember who had the big steal. And then the weird thing is, one of the biggest blocks from the game also came from Terrence Ross. Think about that.
He is really knocked it. Know what the Grizzlies in a game like that are
and by the way, hold on, I forgot to also say, no offense, I have to bring this up, but Mo Bamba, he only played 13 minutes, but the minutes that he gave them, wow. Talk about 13 productive damn minutes. Did you see him when he was out there? Dude was a defensive nightmare. Went out there and had 2 steals. He had 7 rebounds, 5 points, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. 1 from 0 for 1 from the free throw line, 1 for 2 from 3-point line, and 2 for 4 for the field goal. Bamba in 13 minutes, dude. That was pretty damn strong as well, and that was annoying. But again, it was Michael Carter Williams who annoyed you, and then it was Terrence Ross who ripped
your heart
Grizzlies' hearts in half with those 2 3-pointers at the end of the game.
Well, you had nothing.
Gosh.
You didn't have enough volume 3-point shooting without Jaren Jackson.
35 points in the first quarter. You felt so good going into halftime. You felt
nowhere. You had a problem though in the second half. You had no
you
one.
Gave up 35 damn points in the second quarter.
You didn't have
quarter.
bigs. You didn't have bigs that could switch off and play good enough defense. Jonas, I like him.
I thought
think
he had
he's
a good
incredible.
game,
he had a really good game, but it's hard for him.
He had a bad third quarter.
It's hard for him to cover guys out on the perimeter. It just truthfully is.
Anderson, I thought, struggled defensively. Let's be real. Dylan Brooks, he is limited. Melton, what he was doing last night. What I'm trying to say is, last night. Oh, and by the way, you got to get more from Dang. Dang, like on a team like that.
Dang.
No, no.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying?
No, but then you had
dang,
we've already had a dang in the NBA.
But this is damn. This was last night. It was like, dang, bro. We gave you 15 minutes. You got 5 points. You know what I'm saying? You're a -10, plus minus.
There's only 3 people in the plus.
Who was in the plus?
Jonas,
and
Josh Jackson. Speaking of which, Josh Jackson, man, what are you going to
do
with him?
Man. What do you mean? What are you going to do with him, man? He was once down in the hustle.
What are you taking back?
Dude,
after you sign him back next year?
Dude, are you the way he's playing? Are you getting rid of him?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. This is like, I didn't even think this was a question. This was like almost like, dude, have you seen Anthony Sane on Twitter going crazy about him? Like
your hands are semi-tied though, depending on if a team wants to go out and sign him. But I know a lot of teams are probably thinking he's still the same Josh Jackson from the Suns.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, like Tyus Jones. I mean, I'm not Tyus Jones. Tyus Jones. Last night missing that big 3-pointer after making one a little bit earlier. He's not really the guy I want to shoot that 3-pointer there at the end of the game, but he had a very, very good look. I mean, when I say had a good look. Is there a better look at the end of a game than the one he got last night? Like, can you get a better look?
No, that was about as good as it gets. But
so here's my question.
You make some, you miss some.
I know what you're saying. You make some, you miss some. But this is where I wanted to come out. Is there still a chance to come out and say, yes, they lost the game, but damn it, you can see that nobody was in the amount of time that they had to get off that shot before they had to do with fouling and tie. They had an opportunity to literally tie the game with a 3-pointer. They got the best damn look you could possibly ever get. Taylor Jenkins called the timeout, set up a very nice play. They come out, they execute, and guess what? They execute the play to perfection. The only thing is the ball didn't go in the hoop. But damn, was that not a very well drawn up play? And you could tell there were multiple options, but also the team ran it well. So you can tell they're actually practicing this stuff. Like they know what the bleep they're doing for a young basketball team. And that's one thing where I watch college basketball and I go banana sandwiches because it's always like they're looking at the one guy waiting for him to doing something and backing out of the lane.
I forget who was matched up with Tyus Jones on that last possession, but they quit playing defense.
He moved.
He got an open look.
He got such an open look. It's not even funny. I honestly thought it was a unbelievably designed play. The way they got the ball in kind of scared me for a minute when it got to about 3 seconds, and I'm like, get it in.
You know what? Last night, though, and I know it's not going to go great every time. I was talking to Brett Norsworthy about this.
You can't give up 70 points in the second half, though.
No, absolutely. You can't get outscored 70 to 52
BS.
In the second half.
70 points to anybody in the NBA, especially the Orlando Magic. That's just
at home too. That's
just
the
bad.
killer. That was the killer.
But
I was talking to Brett Norsworthy about this yesterday, and Ja is just a certified, and I know last night not a lot of things fell his way. He had a charge call and airballed 3. But he's
couple
an
times
alpha,
he should have
man.
finished the floater
But
instead of passing off, I thought, too.
He's a certified alpha.
He is a
he
certified
wants
alpha.
To make
He's
the
a
play.
baller. He's a man. I ain't worried about Ja. I am not worried about Ja at all. I'm not worried about Dylan Brooks. He's got massive ones, if you know what I'm saying. Dude's not afraid to jack it up. I think Valanciunas is one of the most underrated centers actually in this game. The dude can do everything. He had one bad quarter, but other than that, he does the pick and roll. He gets rebounds. He can shoot.
His rebounding.
That's what I was going to say. He can do anything. And the other thing I like about him, he is also one of those guys who is not, let's just say, how do I say this on the radio? Uspe. He is not weak. He'll figure it out one day. He is not afraid to bang. He can go in there. When a guy comes in there and tries to get physical with him, do you know what he does? He puts his feet in the ground like he's a damn tree and says, I'm a full-grown man. Come at me.
His rebounding, it seems like he is right by the basket and in on every rebounding opportunity, offensive and defensive.
16 last night. On the year, he's averaging 11.2. He's averaging 15 points. Only 22.3 minutes per night. So he's tearing it up, man. And realistically, again, this is Ja, Trey J's, DBs before we even get to to Valanciunas' team. You know what I'm saying? It's like right now it feels like those are our 3 main guys, and he's the glue guy. Like the guy down low who's going to do all the picks. He's going to get the rebounds. He's going to throw the ball out. He's not going to make stupid mistakes. He doesn't do it. He did have too many turnovers last night. Last night, one thing I would say.
All the guys that scored had turnovers.
I thought for just a second that I was watching the Tigers for a little bit. 20 damn turnovers.
And 10 missed free throws.
Like, damn, man. Oh, and that was the other thing is, if they make their free throws, we ain't even worried about this junt. They shot horrible. Magic shot 90%. They were 20 of 22 from the damn line. Do you know what the Grizzlies shot last night? 28. They shot 38 free throws. 28 of 38. They shot 38. You miss 10 free throws and lose by 5. That's just frustrating. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%. I know what you're saying.
Ooh, it was a frustrating night.
It really was reminiscent of what the Tigers have gone through all year last night.
Yeah, it really was. And the other thing is, you have to also admit, there was a point where you were wondering, Ross was stroking threes like it was going out of style, but they got hot at a point, and then they missed a few threes and got a little bit happy. And I think they finished the night from 3-point land at 42%?
Let's see. I have it right here. They finished the night at 42%. Absolutely.
42.4%.
The Grizzlies, the point four was the main thing that we needed to get done here. No, but the Grizzlies actually outshot them last night.
That's what I'm saying.
Field
they had
goal
a better
percentage
field. They
wise.
were 50% to 46. Now, when you look at the stats, in all honesty, you have to say to yourself, what caused the Grizzlies to lose? 2 things. You had 5 more turnovers than the other team, and you also shot 16 more free throws, yet you only made 8 more.
And you let them hit the offensive boards. They got 12 offensive boards last night,
that
which
was pretty bad.
Pretty important in the grand scheme.
You got out-rebounded 41-39, so it was pretty close, but it was like you only got 7 offensive rebounds to their 12. That does hurt. They got the second. They had more second chance points. There were a lot of things that were frustrating, and I will tell you this: how many people at halftime thought the Grizzlies were going to lose that game?
I know I didn't.
I know I sure did.
A very small percentage of people.
I know I literally was about to pull my hair out last night going, what in the bleep is going on? Because it got to a thing, and it got frustrating. But again, sometimes, like Ja a couple times should have maybe shot the floater instead of pass it off. Or there was times he should have passed it instead of the floater going in. Look, they were close. Basically, what I'm trying to say, though, is all is not lost. This is a very young team.
It will be tough, though.
It is going to be tough for them to make the playoffs. Let's be real. Again, they have the toughest schedule. And again, there are a lot of teams that are coming hard for them. And I do want to remind all y'all, this is not the healthiest team in the world, but this is a team that nobody expected anything out. But the thing that you should be most proud of is you have a proven superstar in Ja Morant. And I think we have proven this already. They have a coach. Taylor Jenkins, in a loss, proved to me he's still caught. Look, Tyus Jones missed a wide open three to tie that joint. Wide open. That was a well-designed play. There were many times throughout that night that I thought he was making some really good calls, and it was because his guys just for some reason weren't on. Anderson was awful, I thought. I don't know if y'all thought the same thing. I don't know about slow-mo, but I thought Kyle Anderson was straight up pitiful last night.
I just wonder how much night in, night out that you really expect out of Kyle Anderson. Do you ever
like
really expect much out of him? He doesn't turn the ball over usually, and he tries to make the right play. He's not much of a scorer. He plays a little bit of defense. But, I mean, what really do you expect night in, night out from Kyle Anderson?
It's a good question. I guess I expect him to have more assists, to have more either blocks or steals or rebounds, points to make. I mean, he only shot one time, and he was open a few times and made the pass because he's basically, it seems like he's scared to score. And when he did attack the rim, I do have to admit, one was on the fast break. He got fouled, went 1 for 2 from the free throw line on the other one. And the other one, I don't even think it was a foul. He just got lucky to go to the free throw line. He made both of them, or he would have had 1 point. Like, literally. So, Slow-Mo realistically was lucky to get 3 points last night. Because that was a bad, I mean, that was just a bad call, honestly. And I'm going to be real.
Well, we opened here on Grizzlies, so make sure you always follow me, G_Kuhn, KUHN71. For the outline of the show, we're going to run this thing down for you. We got some Grizzlies. I know we have some serious updates here about the coronavirus coming up here in this next segment. Got some Tigers that we need to break down before the AAC tournament. 2 o'clock, we're going to bring on Lee Smith from the Tri-State Defender to talk some Grizzlies. And then 2:30, we got some Hardin Wood.
Because it feels so good. But can I tell you something? This is going to hurt. Because you know what? I'm breaking out people before my man Lee comes on. I'm going to talk about the magic of sports and the magic of spring and how sports do, like, you know, spring eternal and make everybody happy. What is it? Spring's eternal, gives life, yada, yada, whatever, all that good stuff. But I'm going to prove to you that the NCAA exploits its stars like Zion Williamson, Mr. Johnny Manziel, Mr. Trevor Lawrence, and other stars from the past. And then I'm also going to show and prove to you how they are the weakest organization in the whole damn world. They are a worthless, life-sucking, money-sucking, lying piece of gigantic dog, you know what. And I'm telling you right now, there is not a more corrupt organization right now. The cartel looks at the NCAA and says, damn, man, that's some messed up stuff you do, bro. They don't even like it. Seriously. It's BS. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. Trust me, I will explain to you about how they have no leadership, how they only punish, they never live up to their mission statement, and now they are passing the buck on the coronavirus. No, they won't make a ruling on anything. They're having each school make their own ruling and their presidents, or leaving it up to their conferences and all this good stuff. And again, I just wanted to say again, the NCAA has proved it is a worthless, buck passing down the road while stealing every damn buck in your purse organization who exploits kids and then pads the pockets of a-holes and government officials. You think I'm lying? Trust me, come back. I'll prove it to you. Now, other things I've got to mention and complain about. Holy bleep. Did you see how bad the NCAA's basketball? Like, I know this year's basketball felt kind of crummy. Have you seen the numbers?
No. You have the numbers in front
I
of
got
you?
them.
Is this
so
TV
bad.
ratings or is this viewership? What is this?
This is this year's average viewership. And then I also have the best games in the top 5 and how much they've dropped. And we're talking about, let's just put it this way. I'll wait till the other side because this is some unbelievable stuff. Now, if I do talk about Michigan State, you know it's not good. Nothing's good coming out of there. And then I wanted to ask you all this at 67129. Who's crazier, Washington or Hollywood? is crazier, Washington or Hollywood? I'm dead serious. I want to know. Because right now, I think both of them are crazy as all get out. They all care about getting their own money. It's hilarious. All the people in California, oh, we want to tax everybody, blah, blah, blah. But they all have like this little offshore company in like this little place in Delaware, Rhode Island, or whatever it was. Like even like the prince and the princess who like gave up their royalty. Like they want to move to California when Trump's out of office, but they don't want to pay California taxes. So they set up a little thing down in this little bitty thing so they don't have to pay state income tax. Again, going to go out there and preach all this stuff, but you want to fly on your private jet and then hide your money. So I'm going to talk about the hypocrisy. Who's crazier, Hollywood or Washington? Why am I bringing that up? Because it actually has something to do with sports. Trust me on this one. And then last but not least, when we get to Hardinwood, this one's going to hurt. I know you're going to freak out when I say this. Okay, it happened. Who believes that Corey Feldman or who believes Charlie Sheen? If you don't know what I'm talking about, well, damn, you better not touch that dial because this is straight up the craziest thing in Charlie Sheen's life. And I think we know how crazy Charlie Sheen is. Literally. This is the craziest thing in the history of Charlie Sheen's life. Don't you dare touch that dial. But always remember, even if you're Charlie Sheen and you need some help, MemphisFarmers.com. 901-235-1176. Call my buddy Chad Gatlin or just go to MemphisFarmers.com and you see Daniel Gatlin, you know you're at the right spot. That's MemphisFarmers.com. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 middays, delivered by FedEx. Weekdays from 10 to 1 on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Now exclusively at the Home Depot. Give your lawn a 1-2 punch with a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and save 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Pick up both bags. Apply Triple Action now to knock out tough weeds and Ultra Feed 8 weeks later to green and feed all season. 2 bags. One stronger, greener lawn. With a 1-2 punch with Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. While supplies last, selection varies by store.
It's not too early to start planning for spring at Family Leisure. New pools are starting at $19.99, spas starting at $21.99, and swim spas now only $99.99. 5-piece patio furniture starts at only $799. Pool chemicals, toys, accessories, and more up to 20% off. Mention this ad, you'll get free delivery and 1 month of chemicals with your spa purchase. Start your spring planning now at Family Leisure, Whitten Road and I-40, where family and fun come together.
Okay, I know when you told me you were pregnant, I didn't have the best reaction.
What you said was, I have a designated driver to Sweetgrass for months.
And like I said, it wasn't the best reaction.
You think?
But we do come to Sweetgrass a lot, and it's so much more than a bar. It has such great food.
So I'm going to be eating a lot?
Well, that's not what I meant. I just meant with the great menu, you'll be able to find something to love even if you're not feeling great.
Not feeling great? I'm pregnant, not sick.
And there are plenty of non-alcoholic drinks.
Since I'm the designated driver to Sweetgrass.
Well, this is going to be a long...
I wouldn't finish that sentence if I were you.
Your Memphis Tigers football program completed the greatest season in program history with 12 wins, a conference championship, and a berth in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Season tickets for the 2020 season are on sale now and start at just $100 when you buy 4 in the family fun zone or $150 for end zone seating. Get your season tickets by May 15th and receive a free gift, concessions deals, exclusive access to regular season and postseason tickets, and more. Get your season tickets today at GoTigersGo.com or call 901-678-2331. Memphis Tigers football.
Make your day smoking with the Big Green Egg. You can smoke, bake, roast, sear, and grill, all with a lifetime warranty. Ceramic never rusts, and the easy, accurate temperature control gives you the greatest range of any grill. Make your next grill your last with the Big Green Egg. Available at these nearby locations: Hamilton Fireplace Shop, 4462 Summer Avenue; Germantown Hardware Company, 2083 South Germantown Road; Garden Spas and Pool, 9393 Poplar Avenue; and East Memphis Ace Hardware, 5143 Quince Road.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me Saturdays 8 to 9 a.m. for Sidelines here on Sports 56 WHBQ, 87.7 FM, and 96.1. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, and your favorite team. Give us a call. That's Sidelines, Saturday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. Sidelines is presented by Duncan Williams Asset Management. So get up and give us a call.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Ray.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Yo, welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio. I can tell Gabe wasn't sitting on that side because I think I almost made him deaf.
Yeah, you sure did. Somebody turns us up pretty high.
Yeah, it's amazing how the longer you work in this industry and the older you get, the worse your hearing gets. But anyway, welcome back into Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm very fired up because, again, if you heard on the during the last segment, I talked a whole lot of Grizzlies, in which I usually don't jump into a whole too much Grizzlies, but I was a little bit fired up. I was, Ross ticked me off, but I did have to say, I came away feeling that Taylor Jenkins is a damn good coach. He put the guys in the right position. They just missed the shots. And giving up 75, that is not TJ. That was effort in the second half.
And that's where I mentioned, Ja Morant. The fact that they had a chance to win that game at the end. Ja Morant went down and tied it at 112 after airballing a three. He just doesn't get discouraged once it's in his hands. And I appreciate the hell out of it.
I do too. And I have to say, I'm very, very, very interested in them, and I'm proud of them. And I have to say, Taylor Jenkins right now has proven to be shockingly the best coach in the city of Memphis this year. Now, I also have to say, he really is. He's proven to be the best coach in the city.
Sneak that one in real quick.
Again, my heart goes to Penny. My dog's named Penny. I love him to death, but you got to say something to the officials every once in a while. Now, I need to get to stuff that's very important. And again, I heard people say that, literally make fun of me. Say that they are not, that this is so overblown. People have lost their mind. I don't understand why you have this. What are you watching, and where did you get your biology degree from? I am not a doctor, but my uncle's a doctor. My daughter's in medical school. My grandfather's a doctor. Let's see. Oh, my cousin's a doctor. My cousin's husband's a doctor. I've talked to all of them. Plus, I go to the dead-gum doctor all the damn time because I've had a really horrible damn year when it comes to health. And basically, everyone says this is no joke. The NFL has been leaking out stuff possibly, which I don't understand why they would even worry about, because once things get heated up, it's going to be cool. That's basically what we're waiting for. Warm weather will, help this situation. But may I remind you, this is not a situation anymore. For all you people who are laughing, for those who want to come on and call me an idiot on air, or say that I am so overblown and the Ivy League has lost its mind, why do you think LeBron James has backed off? Because he got educated. If you look at what's going on, it is a fact, Jack. The World Health Organization has said this has now officially been declared a pandemic. Not one, but now two countries are completely shut down, the largest being Italy. Iran is always shut down. Yeah. So I'm not even going to count that. You could say three. You are what is it? The cruise lines are completely done.
Well,
you aren't taking cruises. We're talking about now, realistically, you know how we had to do QE back in, QE1, QE2, QE3 to help the auto industry? This is going to have to happen with the airlines probably. This is a financial disaster. Do you think people want this to be happening? They're closing schools. They're doing all this. And I'm not joking. If you look around, they've closed the Japanese Baseball League. They've come out, and I also have my man Gabe Kuhn.
This country is doing a lot right now.
Go and tell
This country is shutting down a lot. I'm not saying that this has gotten to a full-on, ridiculous, out-of-hand situation in our country, but it could get there, and we need to make sure we take the necessary steps. Now, this morning, the CBI, so you have usually the NCAA tournament, you have the NIT, and then the CBI is third in line as college basketball tournaments postseason go. It's the College Basketball Invitational. They, this morning, in a statement, have literally canceled their tournament for this year. Canceled it fully. It will not go on this year. They look forward to 2021, they say. They do not want to take the chance. And also, the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
The Warriors are in San Francisco. Santa Clara County declared that they will make sure that people do not have gatherings of 1,000+ people. Now, the Warriors said, okay, until the city of San Francisco tells us that we cannot have this, we're going to go ahead and have our games as normal, as scheduled. Our season ticket holders are going to come in. We're going to play games. Well, they played last night against the Clippers. Clippers absolutely wrecked them on TNT, on national TV. This morning, it was announced that the health officer of San Francisco, the city of San Francisco, is issuing an order prohibiting all large group events of 1,000 or more people. It's effective immediately. And then
Ohio.
Woj comes out and makes it very clear the Golden State Warriors are going to play home games, next one being against the Nets in San Francisco with no fans. The steps keep coming. We can't ignore the signs. That's the issue I'm having right now is, yes, it may not be as serious as you think, but also let's not act like it can't get out of hand.
Like, reading all this stuff, all you people shut up, quit overreacting. This is so stupid. People trying to say stuff about the flu.
And
again,
don't
I just
freak
want to
out
remind
also.
you. And again, yeah, don't freak out. But, like, yeah, because I need toilet paper. But what I'm trying to say is, for you to, like, sit there and say, oh, well, 44.8 million people got the flu in 2018. 66,071 have died. Yes, that is a 0.02% or whatever. This is 37 times more deadly.
3% mortality rate so far.
It's actually now gotten higher. It's
no
just
way.
Yeah, it's 3.4 right now. And again, SARS was only 9. And they flipped out about that. So what I'm saying is, and again, the World Health Organization has come out and said it is a global pandemic. They are taking all necessary actions. And again, the head of whatever that old man I keep seeing on TV, the head for the CDC, he keeps coming out there and basically, homie, he's freaking out. He's kind of like, yo, and the reason he is, and I saw it firsthand, unfortunately, last night going to the hospital with my. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, going to the hospital right now is insane.
Yeah.
Like, it is. They don't treat you the same. Like, going to the emergency right now room, it's different.
No, it's crazy, too.
It's crazy. And your wife works in it.
Taylor
so she knows firsthand.
And the day after, she works at East Baptist.
Yeah.
Where the first person was, and they quarantined that person. It's all safe. It's all handled right now. But the amount of people that came in the next day went down drastically. People don't want to even go into the emergency room right now.
No, they're canceling their doctor's visits and stuff.
I think part of it, though, I think a lot of people, especially with the sports aspect of it, are going to stay away just in general without being told to stay away, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think they're going to put themselves out in a compromised situation just to go see a sports game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, there may be slight overreactions in certain areas, but let's not act like this thing can't get out of hand. It is a global
just
pandemic.
so you know, and I don't want to scare people, but if you're watching, like if you watch C-SPAN, which probably you don't.
Do you?
Not very often, but I've watched it a couple of times because I'm an idiot. Or like if you just can go to NBC News and get the catch up on it. If you were watching C-SPAN on Tuesday, you would have seen Dr. Brian Monahan before the Senate saying, and he expects 70 to 150 million people to contract the virus before the summer gets here.
Hey, time out though. Let's be fair though. That's a big range, man.
70.
I have a buffer of 80 million people.
But basically, he's saying he's saying that he's
bare
comfortable
minimum.
saying at the bare minimum, at the bare bones minimum, he thinks 70 million will get it. That's
globally, of course.
That is no. He's saying in the United States, Holmes. He said not globally, and this was right here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Dr. Brian Monahan briefed Senate staff Tuesday and said he expects anywhere in the United States for 70 million to 150 million people to contract it, with an average of about 3% of them dying.
Well,
that's a lot of people,
The
Holmes.
population of the U.S. is 330 million.
That's half of it. That's half the
ridiculous.
country.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's a little over. It's like 350, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
That also is a big range. Hopefully
But
we
the
don't
good
get
thing
to
is, and I hate to say this, it sounds so sad, but this is where I try to tell people, y'all keep laughing. I know it doesn't affect children, so we don't freak out as much. But you don't have parents or grandparents that you love? Like, because I know I do,
It's
and I don't want to
hurting them.
lose
It's
anybody.
hurting them.
Yeah, like, I'm scared to death. So I just wanted to mention that. And the last but not least, if you don't believe me, and everybody's all about sports, listen to LeBron James. LeBron James came out, and what did he say? No damn way I am going to play a game in an empty arena. Did he not say that?
He said it.
And did you hear what he said the other day?
He completely changed his tune.
Completely. Why? What did his exact words were?
Got educated on it.
If you guys, sorry, I hate to be one of these people that come back and say one thing, but man, after learning a little bit about this virus, this is dangerous. People need to be quarantined. I can understand that the NBA doesn't want to, get the entire. Because he basically said it could, if it spread through the NBA, it would destroy their season. You know what I'm saying? Like
and this is the other thing is in the Premier League, they have canceled a game. You know, the Premier League is one of the biggest global leagues in the world. And they canceled a game between Arsenal and Man City because they got exposed to it. Now, did they say it's a very low chance that the players will contract because of the exposure? Yes. But at the same time, you have to take protective measures. You can't let this thing get out of hand. It's as simple as that. No need to have the mass hysteria. No need to freak out.
Well, basically,
just
I think
take
I would
care
say
of yourself.
Don't make fun of the Ivy League or go crazy on somebody for saying, hey.
It's not stupid.
It's not. Take care of yourself. Again, I'm not worried about catching it and dying. I'm worried about catching it and giving it to somebody that I love that's older than me and has a weak immune system and them dying. That's what scares me.
I'm worried about it spreading. Just like we need, with these things, they're spread easily. Okay, so just take care of yourself. Take your precautionary measures. Wash your hands. Don't lose your mind. And everything should go on as normal.
And by the way, though, just to remind y'all how serious, just to say one thing, and like you said about going on, the World Health Organization, how they did come out and say this is a pandemic. This is the first time they've done this since SARS. So that is that's 4 years ago? Not 8 years ago? When was that?
Let's check.
I can't remember, but anyway, it was when SARS popped. That's like when they come out and do that, they ain't playing, man. So, pay attention, wash your hands, whatever. Just if you don't feel
SARS
good,
was 2003.
Yeah, 2000. If you don't 17, damn man, I'm getting old. If you don't feel good, just don't go to work. And again, San Francisco announced it's banning large groups. We've already heard that. This is where I wanted to go next, and this is why I wanted to sit there and say the NCAA is a lion. What is it? What is it? My man Joe Biden said, a dog-faced lion pony boy or something. Y'all know what I'm talking about. My man.
That video.
By the way, I just gotta say, dude, in all honesty, what in the bleep are they doing putting that crazy man? He's gonna get just torched. Jill, you are a sad woman. That dude can't. He's like calling people dog-faced pony. Soldiers.
He asked somebody if he could take it outside.
Called somebody a liar.
He said, "You want to take it outside?"
Said he's like, "Yeah, I'm for guns,
Not
even
ideal.
though I want to take
Not
your
ideal.
guns and put a 12 gauge shotgun underneath my bed." Dude, I'm like, man, Joe, you done lost your mind. Jill, you're a nightmare. But here's what I'm trying to say is, you know who reminds me of that nightmare? Mark Emmert. Holy bleep. Basically reminds me of Washington. He's such a sorry sack of you know what. Listen to what this man has done. He has decided, here's what he's done. This is so NCAA. I heard today, actually, on your show, a golfer, Mr. Doug Barron. Love you, Doug. What's up? Doug simply said, in 10 years, I don't think it's going to be there. And Greg was like, why? Don't you need no,
Governing
you don't
body?
need a governing body, man. Let me tell you why you don't need a governing body. Because here's what the NCAA has sent out to every league. Because of COVID-19, the coronavirus, we will leave this up to school presidents, conferences, and our leadership in this will be to back your decision. That's not leadership. That's falling in line with whatever the hell you do and trying to steal some of their money.
No, that's saying I'm going to help my bottom line until I am forced not to.
That is cowardness. That is being a coward.
No, it's literally him serving himself until he can no longer serve himself.
I think
until his hand is forced to make people not be.
I think honestly, Mark Emmert, the cowardly lion that he is, should honestly. If anybody, the fact that he makes as much money and everything that he's done, and the proof is out there, all you have to do is look it up, that he is a buck passer. He is not a leader. He is a man who just falls in line, except for when he pulls out his whip and smacks somebody like Memphis or Ole Miss or some of those small schools, but he don't touch Kansas or Arizona, or he don't touch North Carolina, because I ain't touching the Blue Bloods. NCAA and Mark Emmert can kiss my keister. You know what else, though? Always remember, Chad Gatlin, he's got your back. MemphisFarmers.com, 901-237-1175. Give him a call. You know him. Daniel Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Stop waiting and start off-road living in a Can-Am today. The Spring Fever event is now on at Olive Branch Motorsports. Take on every task, trail, and terrain in a Can-Am off-road vehicle that will easily handle anything that comes your way. And for a limited time, get up to $2,500 off on select 2019 models, making it easier than ever to go out and play. Visit Olive Branch Motorsports now at 5656 Goodman Road or online at obmotorcycleatv.com.
The best place to go for all things guns and gear is what you hear me talking about all the time. Tactical Guns and Gear has the only one-stop sound suppressor silencer shop in one place on Highway 72 in Collierville. Fingerprints, photo, trust, and notary all in one place. Only place in Tennessee that you can do that. Protecting your kids' ears and your ears and getting less recoil is huge. If you've not been to Tactical Guns and Gear, I promise they have all the latest and best guns and rifles before other shops even have them ordered. And how great is it that you can ask Jim or Jake to add all the gear you want to any gun or rifle, and they'll do the custom package for you. Gun, scope, sight, sling, case, balancer, and ammo, all done. A perfectly balanced rifle is everything, and the right scope is good too. All eyes are different. You may want red or green or night vision. Make sure Jim or Jake knows. For all things guns and gear, head to Tactical Guns and Gear on Highway 72 in Collierville and tell them Eli says hi. Online at tacticalgunsandgear.net.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. How old is your water heater? With most of the water heaters in the Mid-South located in the attic, the worst day you can replace your water heater is one day too late. It may be time for a tankless water heater from Conway Services that never runs out of hot water. Plus, these energy-saving models only heat the water you use, saving you money on your gas bill every month. Most 10-year-old water heaters were about 65% efficient when they were new, compared to a tankless water heater from Conway Services that's up to 98% efficient. Plus, right now, get your tankless water heater from Conway Services for as low as $79 per month, or I'll give you $300 for that old tanked water heater. And no more worrying about that tank bursting in your attic either. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier tankless water heater professionals at 384-3511. And the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old water heater will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Everybody needs to get to the whiskey bar after I explain this to you. So some people are like, John, what you jumping on? Like, why are you so worried about this virus? Or why are you jumping on Mark Emmert? Well, Mark, again, he is a weakling. He is scared. He has basically come out and literally said, and I want to explain first to you, there is no event more important in all of college sports than the NCAA men's tournament outside, of course, of football. Yes, college football makes the money, but the NCAA helps fund some of those smaller programs, plus adds the Power 5 conference, and helps basically cover everything when it comes in to college sports. So when Mark Emmert comes out and he's literally saying, you know what, this is the most important decision of the entire year. The NCAA, this is the biggest, like the decision I could possibly ever make as being head of the NCAA. And instead of him making a decision, he literally says, I want to pass this on to the school presidents, their associations, their organizations, and it's basically because he's scared of litigation. He's looking through it from a prism of, I can't make this damn decision. I'm just trying to collect money off of somebody else's work because that's all I've ever done, has been a crook and a thief. God forbid I have to make a real actual decision, because he's never made a real damn decision. He only goes after the small and the weak, and he only takes on things that he can absolutely control. Bill, what's up?
And you call that one dead on, right?
Thank
What's
you,
up,
my
man?
brother. How you doing, my mayor?
Man, I'm 100% behind you, boy. This virus, it's like people want to say, oh, it's just like the flu. I hear people all the time. It's like, how does anybody know what it's like? They don't know enough about it.
They
don't have,
don't
like,
have
20
anything
testing
to
kits in the whole country.
And by the way, there's not people will talk about we don't have Tamiflu for it. There's not a vaccine. It's going to be like a couple years before that comes out.
Absolutely.
And again, the World Health Organization didn't come out and say it was a global pandemic for a joke. They haven't done that since SARS. That was in 2003, like 17 years ago. And again, they've shut down all of Italy. They've shut down complete chaos. Their
healthcare workers are sick. They don't have enough people to take care of the sick people anymore.
Yep.
I mean, that's what's going to happen here. It's going to be. I have friends that are doctors. We talked about it. It's like, what if you had 100 new patients today? Could you be able to handle it? No, because they run it so tight to be profitable that if they had that many more, and just imagine the emergency rooms would look like.
Unfortunately, I know, because I actually know about the emergency room. I have to tell you about that maybe off air from last night. But, dude, it is the way things are going are ridiculous.
We're all going to look at that woman at Treadwell and say, man, maybe she was she was on the cutting edge.
The one with the 3 bags in the suit.
Bags and the Kroger bags. And, man, I need to go to Kroger and get a bunch of them bags. I'll be selling them things on the street up here in Nutbush. That's $5 right here.
Bro, I'm still going to tell you, you're going to laugh at me. You know where I finally found toilet paper yesterday?
You find what?
I don't know if you got to hear it yesterday. I went to 3 Krogers and couldn't find toilet paper. Or no, I went to a Costco and 2 Krogers, and then I couldn't find any toilet paper.
I got you.
I ended up going to the dollar store, homie.
Meet me a corner of Truman and Graham. Tell me what time you can be up there. I'll have somebody waiting for you.
I'm telling you.
They got to pull it out from behind the bush.
Dude, we're going to be selling toilet paper by the roll.
We don't do crack anymore. We sell with toilet paper.
We're selling that. We slinging that TP, yo.
I got the cops come by and get their sanitizer from me.
Hey, I got to ask you something for real, though, and I want to know something. I want to ask you right now, realistically, you're a mayor. Who's crazier, the people in Hollywood or the people in Washington?
Hollywood or Washington?
Yeah, because you have Corey Feldman, who came out and basically said that Sheen raped him and Corey Haim. And then you basically have Joe Biden, who calls somebody a dog-faced pony soldier, and they don't even know what they're talking about. So I'm just wondering, are our politicians or our supposed, crazy people in Hollywood, who's absolutely lost their mind more and doesn't understand the country?
Well, they're literally the one was the third brother, and the other one was the second brother. They're kin to each other, so it's like they're all idiots. And I mean, people fall for it though. They're so out of whack with reality that no matter what they say, it's like you can't take it for a grain of salt.
No, I know exactly what
It's
you
your
mean.
show.
If it was a fight, you would throw in the towel because Washington, Joe Biden is an embarrassment. Basically, the whole establishment has been an embarrassment. Like, it is sad. It reminds me of, like, Michigan State. They're an embarrassment. Anytime, by the way, Mark D'Antonio. Have you heard about him again? Well, unbelievable. Did you know there's another lawsuit filed against him? This program, Curtis Blackwell's claiming discrimination and that the former assistant coach was ordered to film at least one of another team's practices. So, have we heard one positive story come out of Michigan State in 3 years? Has the last positive story in Michigan State been Le'Veon Bell or Kirk Cousins? Holy damn. Like, that was a long time ago. Unbelievable. I have to say, I don't feel sorry for Michigan State at all. You brought it upon yourself. It's the way I don't feel sorry for the NFL. I think Hollywood and Washington has also lost their damn minds. And again, I don't know what's going on in this world anymore, but all I know is nobody's watching basketball. I'll talk about it on the other side with Lee. I got my man coming to join me from the Tri-State Defender. We're going to talk about the Grizzlies, Ja Morant, everything that's going on down. And I also want to ask him, why does he think nobody's watching college basketball anymore? The NBA numbers are down a little bit, but they're still kind of staying where they're at. The NCAA is almost falling off a damn cliff. Holy bleep. And again, if everybody's at home because of the coronavirus, why aren't their ratings going up? Maybe it's just too soon. It's too soon. I don't know. But anyway, we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. Hardinwood's going to feel so good. Coming up next, Lee Smith from the Tri-State Defender. And never forget, Chad Gatlin. Home, auto, life, or business. Whatever you need, he's got your back, just like we always do. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
There's a new commissary in town. In Collierville, Germantown Commissary is doubling. Yeah, they're still going to have the old Germantown Commissary by the tracks, but now there's a huge new Germantown Commissary in Collierville at Poplar and Houston Levee Road. It's huge, too. There's a drive-through. There's plenty of parking. No telephone pole to get in your way. A cool patio. It's right by the track, so the tradition continues. And this is a tradition that's been around forever. That commissary is famous for hickory-smoked, slow-cooked Memphis-style barbecue. They've got a private party room at the new one in Collierville. Self-catering still continues. Party packs for $5.95. Basically, the great ribs, the great pulled shoulder, the great deviled eggs. Everything is there in Collierville and Germantown now. So there is now a Germantown and Collierville style of barbecue. It's called Germantown Commissary.
Is imitation the sincerest form of flattery? Not.
When it comes to your car audio.
Stereo One is the leader in car audio, remote start, security, and more for the past 30 years. Stereo One is proud to announce the grand opening of their new location, 1983 Covington Pike, across from the Honda dealership. To celebrate their new location, Stereo One has marked down their entire inventory. Remote start systems at $129.
With free installation.
Subwoofer base packages start at just $199. Window tint starting at $129. The entire inventory of radios and touchscreens with features like Apple CarPlay, Bluetooth, and backup cameras are marked to go. Check out Stereo One before you buy online. Their knowledge, friendly sales staff, and pro installation team will take care of you. Visit the Stereo One new location today, 1983 Covington Pike across from Honda, or visit their mega store at Mendenhall and Winchester. Make sure you go to the originators and not the imitators.
Stereo One is still the one for your auto accessories.
There's a chance your local Geico agent has the same affinity for dad jokes as you.
What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know. Maybe an impasta.
Oh, so cheesy.
Did it grate on you?
Yeah, you really shredded me.
But there's a better chance your local Geico agent could help you out with auto, homeowners, renters, or condo insurance. Motorcycle, boat, or RV insurance, too. They'll work hard to provide sound advice and significant savings. You don't need to share a love for paternal puns to do that. Local Geico agents. Call or visit yours today.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like online skills tests, which let a candidate show that they're the right hire. And we'll give you this barbershop quartet who'll sing the name of the perfect hire.
Vince Lundy.
Vince Lundy.
Vince Lundy.
Vince Lundy. Okay, there's no quartet. But skills tests, that's a for sure. See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo today and get a free sponsored job upgrade on your first posting. Terms, conditions, and exclusions apply.
Now exclusively at the Home Depot. Give your lawn a 1-2 punch with a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and save 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Pick up both bags. Apply Triple Action now to knock out tough weeds and Ultra Feed 8 weeks later to green and feed all season. 2 bags. 1 stronger, greener lawn. With a 1-2 punch of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. While supplies last, selection varies by store.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know: Benswinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 125 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Benswinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Benswinger Glass in Midtown, located at 340 South Hollywood, across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit their website, benswingerglass.com. Benswinger Glass. Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Welcome to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home.
Check it out right here. Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
a man that eats meat so rare, he only eats unicorns. Johnny Hardin.
Yo, 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 welcome into a little bit of Sports 56 Happy Hour with your very good friend Johnny Radio. We got RJ the Renegade, Randall Shizarp up in the hizzy. You also got Gabe Coon at G_Coon71. And by the way, RJ the Renegade, it's at RJ the Renegade on Twitter. Give him a follow. He's making me sound so damn good right now as he's driving this show. I'm just a passenger on this bad boy. And I got to say something, man. I'm dead serious. I mentioned to y'all earlier that the coronavirus is something serious. You don't close down a whole country. You don't have all this stuff. If you listen to doctors, if you've talked to anybody, you know that it's not a joke. Gabe Coon has come in and mentioned the Warriors will not play home games with fans. Do y'all realize that? Like, I don't think, like, I got another text that says, John, shut up and stop scaring people. Okay, they've canceled the Ivy League. The Warriors and Nets will be playing this Thursday with no fans. No fans.
The CBI is canceled as well, the College Basketball Invitational.
Oh, well, nobody really cares about the CBI. But guess what? It's canceled. No, I'm joking about that. Memphis people I'm talking about. They're like, CBI? Is that the damn thing we've turned down every year because we're too good for it? Sorry, I'm being a smart aleck. But it's canceled. Again, I am just trying to say, for the people who keep coming at me, y'all make me laugh. Again, I'm not worried about myself. I'm worried about my grandmother. I'm worried about my parents. I'm worried about the older people that I love in this world. And again, it's affecting sports, schools, the economy. Have you looked at your 401k? Don't. Because it's tanking. The stock market is falling like it's like, dude, like somebody just jumped off the damn Empire State Building.
My dad literally said, like, he's
he's like, damn, I can't retire.
He's like, yo, mine is really, like taking an L right now.
Like a third of people's wealth has basically just been like scratched, and people are taking this like, oh, it's just people are trying to scare people. John, shut your mouth. You're an idiot, John. No, I'm not a damn doctor, but I sure have talked to a bunch. And again, I've read from the CDC. And again, I want to ask this one question right now. As my man Lee, we're about to rap about the Grizzlies, but I want to know this. It's 67129. I've already asked you who's crazier, the folks in Hollywood or the folks in Washington, but I also want to know NCAA tournament. I've mentioned to you how weak the leadership is at the NCAA, and Mark Emmert should be slapped down like he deserves because it's a damn embarrassment. He just wants to collect that money because outside of football, the largest revenue month for the NCAA is March. It is bing, bang, boom, buku cash, billions. And yes, he wants his piece. He wants his pie. But he's afraid to do any leadership and tell anybody what to do. So he's going to put it all on the presidents, all on the organizations, and all on their leadership. Now, I'm wondering, 67129, what happens? Does nothing happen? Are games played with crowds or without crowds?
I think they'll be played.
Could the games be
no
canceled?
Crowds. No crowds, because ultimately they are prioritizing money over player safety, which is what they do all the time. So it's really consistent with their culture.
It really is.
I mean, they don't care about the players.
So you think they're still going to play?
Absolutely. First off, these kids aren't pros. And nobody can see me, but if you're watching on Periscope or the live stream, I'm using air quotes. These kids aren't pros, so they're not making any money. So their well-being to the schools and the school presidents and the ADs is very they're very expendable. They're very disposable. So
my lawyer sent me something I think you would find fascinating. He
Really?
sent me this. He said that he thinks the reason that Mark Emmert and the NCAA have come out and are not willing to make any calls and want to push it onto the conferences, he says unequivocally he believes he's scared if somebody gets sick or if one of these players' family members dies or something, that they're afraid for the NCAA to get sued. That's why that's why they're passing the buck on. Again, what does the NCAA? Their mission statement is to do right by the players, but they only care about money and they want to pass the buck on to somebody else because of fear of being sued. The NCAA, they're disgusting, but it's time to talk. You know what it is. It's Grizzlies time with Tri-State Defenders Lee Smith. Hey, Lee, how's life treating you, my brother?
I am doing pretty good, Johnny Radio. How about you?
Man, as long as you ain't got the coronavirus, man, and I don't either, we all doing good, right?
We're going to count that all glory.
That's right. That is right. And by the way, I do have to say, it is the springtime. And spring, for a lot of football fans, is that time of the year where you start to get that belief. Like, there's a lot of UT fans that I think would have to have a good feeling about Jeremy Pruitt, have to have a good feeling about Harrison Bailey and the quarterback situation, have to have a good feeling about the offensive line. And, by the way, they have, I think, 7 defensive guys coming back. Jeremy Pruitt's really good at defensive backs and defense. So, like, Vols fans are feeling pretty good. What I'm trying to say is, usually spring is like that time of the year, like this time of the year, and like going into March and April, it's all positive, it feels like. But because of the coronavirus, but the way it's affected the NCAA, the way it's affected spring training down in baseball down in Florida, and then now the way it's affected the Ivy League, and now the way it's affecting the NBA, I wanted to ask you, how's it affecting your job?
I'm glad you asked, man. It's last night was pretty weird at FedEx Forum, and I'll be a little transparent with you. I'm ordinarily, and you'll get what I mean, man. Watching
I know.
two number 8 seed teams, Orlando and Memphis play in March. I mean, it's a good game, but if you're gonna like pick one to kind of say, I'm gonna send somebody else to go cover that game, last night's game would have been one of those. But the problem with that is, for all we know, that may well have been the last game played in FedEx Forum this season.
In front of fans, yeah.
In front of fans, yeah. And I needed to be there for that. So, I mean, you notice a lot of the little things. I noticed hand sanitizer dispensers pretty much on every wall that you walk past. I noticed a couple of the elevator operators I joke with had their cans of Lysol handy and had been wiping down buttons to make sure they were safe. The media dining area that we usually have, which doubles as the press conference area, usually when you go down there for lunch, they have circular tables so you can sit and chat with other folks. But last night, because of the way that not only do they want to keep a certain amount of distance between media and the players and whoever's going to be talking on the podium, but honestly between each other. So we were sitting at class. If you can imagine sitting in a classroom-style setting, with a table, and everybody's facing the same direction, eating in front of them.
It was weird, wasn't
it?
I'm
just saying, it's one of those weird things. You don't expect it. You expect the coronavirus to change your life in all of these big ways, but I'm fascinated by the little ways as well. But
heck, I couldn't find toilet. By the way, just so you know, just to make you laugh a little bit, I'm not joking with you. Yesterday, I drove to 3 stores before I found toilet paper. And that was getting me a little bit panicked. I ain't gonna lie.
But the latest that we're hearing, I just saw notifications pop up on my phone that Golden State is, which is of course in San Francisco, which is already experiencing some of the the higher occurrences of
they've
the
completely
coronavirus.
no home games with a single fan for the rest of the season, not one.
Which hurts if you bought some of those tickets, because this is again that first season. Like that whole thing in San Francisco has been wild because of course everything went off the rails when everybody for Golden State got hurt anyway in their first season in that new arena. But now you have this. But I mean, that is an indicator of, where things are going. And the NBA is having a conference call or meeting today to kind of figure things out. Among the things that some sources are reporting that they're considering are having games at sites where the virus isn't prevalent.
Correct.
So say, for instance, the upcoming game between Portland and Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm. It would be played in Memphis.
If there was no other event going on at FedEx Forum and Portland had a higher risk of coronavirus, then they would play that Portland-Memphis game in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
Is a possibility they're considering, or even moving games to neutral sites altogether. So you could see Portland and Memphis playing in Jackson, Mississippi. I'm just saying. Or somewhere in between, some neutral site in between. But so far, it looks like the league is very hesitant to take the full measure of telling fans to stay home. And they're trying to figure out a way to do this. But
I mean, heck, even nobody's talking about this. Like nobody's talking about this because it's hockey. But the San Jose Sharks, for at least right now through the rest of March, they aren't having fans. And again, nobody really talks hockey all that much around here because, again, this is the South and we talk football. I'll gamble on a little hockey, but, I don't even think I've mentioned that, the NHL, San Jose Sharks, they've also canceled, fans. They also, down in San Jose, they have a temporary ban on all events that would draw a gathering of 1,000 or more people. You have the XFL, by the way. I don't know if you saw this. They're right now talking about the Seattle Dragons. They're set to host the Los Angeles Wildcat on Sunday. They're talking about doing that without fans. And this is the XFL, who the majority of their money is coming from right now, actual ticket sales and game day revenue. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big deal, and we're talking about the NCAA tournament. We're talking about Major League Baseball. We're talking about the NBA. But we aren't even realizing that it's not just affecting the big boys. Hell, it's affecting the biggest boy of the all. The Olympics is even thinking about canceling. I mean, they're trying to do everything to keep it going. But the Olympics and the IOC is, having meetings right now about possibly canceling the 2020 games. And again, that's what I'm trying to say is this thing has become the real deal Holyfield. The Atlantic 10, they've suspended handshakes, by the way, which makes no sense. So you can bang for 2 hours and sweat on each other and cough on each other and jump on each other, but at the end of the game, don't touch each other. Chicago State, they announced that they will not travel for its final 2 regular season games. Ivy League, I told you, canceled. Yale's men, they're going to go to the tournament. Princeton, the women, they're going to earn the NCAA tournament bid. You have in Baltimore a Division III men's basketball NCAA tournament game between, I don't even know how to say, Yeshiva University against Worcester Polytech Institute. They had that game without any fans. That was one of the first Division III games without any fans. So, again, this has, for as many people who keep texting me to shut the bleep up and you're going to cause people to be scared and blah, 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 how is it that me telling the truth, I'm being an a-hole?
Well, I mean, and this is, again, we're in kind of uncharted territory. And an important thing to remember here is that a lot of the reaction that we're seeing, it seems overblown, but, and maybe it is. We get into that zone where, there's a blurry line, if there is a line, between reasonable precaution and, panic.
No offense, by the way.
In that,
I got to interrupt you real quick. I got a text, and I want to read this to you because this is what I wanted to. This is what I want you to answer this for me.
Okay.
Just this type of question, Johnny. They're canceling stuff, yes, but this is a media thing. More people die from the flu so far this year than have died from the coronavirus. Well, duh. When you have 66 million people have the flu, that's a lot more people. But again, the mortality rate of the flu is 0.02%. This right now is getting now closer to 3.4%. Do you not see that that's like 30, like how much drastically, like that's a lot more people are dying if they get this? Again, our hospitals are not, I was going to say that our hospitals aren't ready for it. And again, they've shut down a whole country in Italy. So for when you send me this thing, like, why are churches still having services? I don't know. You can't pick and choose what to shut down. I'm sorry to say this. I am just trying to do my best to tell the people of what's going on. I didn't make the flu. I don't have the coronavirus. I ain't trying to make people sick. I'm not trying to make anybody scared. I'm just trying to tell them the truth.
And, the thing that to keep in mind is that the important thing about what that person texts you is the flu, for the most part, there are different strains, but the flu, for the most part, we know what the flu will do. Mm-hmm. Like, we know that at a certain temperature, in certain environmental conditions, that the flu is less likely to be transmissible. We have a lot of history with the flu, so there are vaccines that you can take for it. There are treatments, and with some variation. I mean, obviously we get some scares here every now and then, but with some variation, we have a plan for the flu. The thing about this particular coronavirus, COVID-19, is that it is new. We don't know what'll treat it. We don't know if cold weather, when the weather heats up, if that's going to make it weaker or less likely to be communicated. So there's so much that we don't know. So the response that we're seeing to this isn't just about, people are getting sick and dying and all of that. It's about keeping people from getting sick and dying. And so while I understand that, and on some level I get it when people are saying, this is just overblown, this is all a big media hype thing. Well, yeah, but it's part of the hype of it that's going to get it on people's radar so that we don't take it for granted that, that the stuff that I usually do, like, just randomly shaking strangers' hands at a basketball game, for instance. Last night, ordinarily after the game, you'll have, fans waiting by, both locker rooms, really, for a chance for the players to come out and shake hands and sign autographs. Well, that didn't happen last night. But the reason for that is you have to be careful. And so it is important, while we can't let all of this panic and fear overtake us in our everyday lives, we still have to be responsible if we don't want this to become a worst case scenario.
I agree with you 100%. And again, I'm not the guy out there trying to scare the bejeebies out of anybody. I'm just trying to say that it's affecting everybody's lives right now. The economy is being affected. Our jobs, the way we do our jobs is being affected. Doctors and nurses are being overrun right now. We do not have treatments actually for this. People are being quarantined. The whole country has been quarantined. Again, don't look at your 401k because you'll absolutely freaking cry. I can promise you that. And there's empty stadiums. And I didn't even mention this. I forgot to even say this. The European people, the soccer stuff, they're playing all their games in front of right now in front of empty stadiums. They're not playing. They're not like period. And then they're not even playing games in Italy. Period. Like nobody's leaving or going into Italy, but the other European countries, they're playing in empty soccer stadiums. So again, I mean,
now
it's serious.
Yeah, and and the other thing to consider, and these are legit concerns, are the ripple effects of it, right? So, let's say there are no more games at FedEx Forum, this spring, up to and including the playoffs if we make it, right?
Yep.
Well, what does that mean for the person who is setting out the food on the plaza level?
What's about my girl, Miss Dervy?
What does it mean for Miss Dervy, right? Who runs one of the elevators there at FedEx Forum? What does it mean for those businesses and those restaurants on Beale who rely on the pre- and post-game crowds for that and concerts, for most of the money and their tip money, right?
People who turn into TSD Memphis to read Lee, his article on the Grizzlies. It's going to be different when you can't interview any of the players.
And with the Grizzlies now, on a 3-game road trip out west, including to Portland, which I'm curious to see what's going to happen there because Portland is also there on the West Coast and has a heightened risk of this particular virus. But, it's going to be really interesting to see how all of this plays out. The Grizzlies, of course, lost last night, and they should not have lost that game.
No. That one made me upset. By the way, man, leaving Ross just hitting those threes, burying us, broke my heart. But, man, I do have to say the one thing I left from there, did you feel like Taylor Jenkins did a damn good job of at least getting Tyus Jones a wide-open bleeping look?
We asked him about that after the game. What they were trying to do was they were actually trying to run some direction and get Ja Morant open either in the corner.
I figured he was the second option or third option.
Right, but the way Taylor described it was they still, Orlando still reacted very quickly, and they had to, get out. But, Tyus had got a great look at that, but that's not where they lost that game. They lost that game at the free throw line.
Yes, sir.
Turnovers. And
20 turnovers? What do they think? They're the Memphis Tigers?
It was 20. Yeah, it was 21, I think.
Oh, 21.
And the thing is, though, and it was different in the post game because ordinarily, Taylor is, he's even after a loss, he's not
mild mannered,
grumpy, right? But he seemed kind of grumpy about it last night, but this is a team that typically knows how to learn their lesson and implement it in fairly quick order. So it's a matter of getting back out on the road when they got to have for this playoff push in Portland coming up tomorrow.
Oh, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Now, I got to be honest with you. You know how difficult their schedule is. Are Grizzlies fans, do they need to, how do I put this and be realistic and on, or just do Grizzlies fans need to come back to earth a little bit, if you know what I'm saying? The beginning of the year, the expectations, if they won 30 games, you were going to dance naked in the street because you were going to be so proud of them. You know what I'm saying? They already got 32 wins. They have the toughest schedule going forward. The Pelicans, the Trailblazers, the Sacramento Kings, they're coming hard for them. I ain't worried actually about the Spurs. I don't know what the hell's wrong with them. But anyway,
Spurs won last night, I think.
Yeah, they did, but they're so up and down and confusing, man. Like Pop just don't have a control of this one, it feels like. It just doesn't feel like that their time this year. So I feel more like maybe Zion can elevate the Pelicans possibly to maybe taking over, or Dame time. He's a bad mamma jamma. He can carry anybody. They could take that 8 seed. But if the Memphis Grizzlies fail to make the postseason, it won't be a failure because, again, we have seen Ja Morant and he was better than advertised. Taylor Jenkins was 50,000 times better than, because he wasn't even advertised. He was better than I ever imagined. Brandon Clark, what I'm saying is, it's been a damn good year, from Kleiman to TJ to everybody on the Grizz. They've actually had it's actually been a good year. Like, I'm not screaming like, where's Robert Pera, or where's, why did Wallace do this? They've actually made, I feel like, very good decisions. I can see what they're trying to do for the future. And again, it's fun basketball. It's not we love the grit and grind era, but what they're doing with Ja and Clark and Valanciunas and Brooks and, Trey J, it feels like we got that core of young studs, and now it feels like, it's time for the Grizzlies, not now, but in a couple years, to make that run.
Well, the thing that, so the answer to your question is this, would it be, I think you were headed towards, do we need to talk Grizzlies fans down, from.
Yeah,
like, okay,
I'm trying to bring them down. Like I don't want them to freak out, because a lot of people don't realize they have the toughest schedule remaining, and they might miss out on that 8, but it's not a lost season because they didn't make the playoffs.
Well, two things that I keep in mind is, one, let's just go all the way up to the top of the Western Conference standings, right?
Lakers,
let's say
the
Los Angeles Lakers, right? The Lakers, I don't know what their record is now. It's close to 50 wins. But they're the
49-14.
top. Right, they're the top team in the Western Conference. They have the best record. You know why they have the best record? Because they're the best team in the Western Conference. They have some of the best players. In other words, there's a reason why the Grizzlies are the number 8 seed, and Portland is behind them, and New Orleans and Sacramento and San Antonio. It could be health. Obviously, Zion was hurt there in New Orleans. Damian got hurt during the Grizzlies game there several weeks ago. So injuries, but then again, the Grizzlies have had injuries too. So what I'm getting at is, I really think that this 8th spot is the Grizzlies to lose at this point. I'm not saying they couldn't do it, but I think it would a whole lot of things would have to go really wrong at this point, that the Grizzlies haven't shown. Like, the whole team would have to implode at this point. Everything that we believe about the way that Zach Kleiman has put this team together, that Taylor Jenkins has coached it, that John Moran and Jared Jackson have behaved like, 4- and 5-year veterans instead of rookies and sophomores. Like, all of that would have to go up in flames in order, I think, for the Grizzlies to play bad enough to lose this 8th spot now. And now I'm not saying it couldn't happen. For them to play bad enough.
I love you, dude. No. You got me fired up, man. I thought after them losing last night to Orlando, I was thinking, damn, it's going to get hard after this. Like, they needed that one. And by the way, let's just be real. They're 4-6 in their last 10. They haven't been exactly blowing the lid off the entire world of late. They had their hot stretch, and it feels like they've cooled off a little bit. I know the injuries that they're dealing with are a pain, but that's just part of the NBA in the season. You deal with that throughout a season, and that's what I'm saying. But if they're going to make it, I can't wait, and I'll be fired up. And I agree with you. You're right. With what Josh shown us, I'm with you.
And it would be disappointing if they didn't make it. But that said, we've never been like, we keep hearing that the front office isn't really looking at this season this way. All of this is house money at this point. And so the answer is, I want these guys to have this experience. It's great to be in a playoff hunt like this, because the level of competition for these guys at this level is different than it would be if they were Golden State, for instance, completely out of the playoff picture, and then if we make it into the playoffs, then you get that valuable experience of that. And, I just look at, our counterparts to our rivals to the west there in Oklahoma City, when they had a young star tandem in Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, and even James Harden for that matter. I believe the fact that those guys were able to get that playoff experience so early in their careers helped accelerate their maturation. So, yeah, by all means, we want them playing meaningful games into April. We want them playing meaningful games in April. And hopefully if the Lord and proper sanitary practices stay the same, we'll get to watch those games in front of fans.
Oh, that would be nice. A little whoop that trick at the old stadium, man. That'd be nice and remind us from the old days. Lee, be good out there. Always check him out at the Tri-State Defender. That's tsdmemphis.com. Pick up your copy. What you working on, my man?
Well, I'm working on let's put it like this. The title of my column is, "Did I just witness the last Grizzlies game at FedEx Forum this season?"
Ooh, I like that. I can't wait to find that. Where you going to find it? tsdmemphis.com, or grab your copy on Thursday. Hey, Lee, be good out there, and I'll talk to you next week, my brother.
Thanks, Johnny Radio.
Thank you. That's my buddy Lee Smith. I'm late for a break. I'll be back in 2 shakes. Sports 56, 96.1. Hardinwood is on its way on 87.7 FM.
Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallow and Stats. Weekday afternoons from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Hi, I'm Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. Can anyone explain to me why anyone would care how I measure your roof? We have all heard about measuring your roof from outer space. Well, to be honest, there are aerial pictures that are taken every 4 years that can be used to measure a building, but it's not from outer space. Besides, no one, and I mean no one, can tell you what's wrong with your roof or even if you need one by using pictures that might be 4 years old. If you would rather do business with a family-owned and operated business with a lifelong tie to Memphis that refuses to mislead or use gimmicks, please give me a call. Best products, best warranties, and the best customer service we know how to provide. Fiveash Roofing, proud partner of the Memphis Tigers and the official roofer of the Memphis Tigers home team. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Now exclusively at the Home Depot. Give your lawn a 1-2 punch with a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and save 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Pick up both bags. Apply Triple Action now to knock out tough weeds and Ultra Feed 8 weeks later to green and feed all season. 2 bags. One stronger, greener lawn. With a 1-2 punch with Scott's Turf Builder Triple Action and 50% on a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Ultra Feed. Now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. While supplies last, selection varies by store.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join Pete Cordelli and me Saturdays 8 to 9 a.m. for Sidelines here on Sports 56 WHBQ, 87.7 FM and 96.1. We'll cover the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, and your favorite team. Give us a call. That's Sidelines, Saturday mornings 8 to 9 a.m. Sidelines is presented by Duncan Williams Asset Management. So get up and give us a call.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Hardin.
First thing I want to bring up. Take the cotton out of your ear. Get the earwax out or listen to what I'm saying. Because some of you people are literally texting the show, and I'm just going to be honest with you. I have literally, in all honesty, gone to the restroom, and I think it's made more sense and talked back to me with more intelligence than your damn text. I wonder how many people go to the gym each day. Oh, my God, shut it down. Dude, listen. Why are churches still having service? Serious question. Can't pick and choose what to shut down. Relax, dude. You're trying to scare everybody. But, dude, I am just avian flu, swine flu, Ebola. The world still goes on. By the way, you idiots, look at stuff and facts. Those weren't global pandemics. They were controlled to certain sites, man. Like, did it spread and shut down the entire country of Italy? Have, thousands of people been quarantined? Do y'all have you actually looked to see what this has done? Because this is what I wanted to come on and bring up, but then y'all want to sit there and call me an idiot. I was bringing it to you as a sports fan. I'm trying to tell you right now, the Golden State Warriors are not playing games with fans anymore. Spring training baseball, you cannot go and press the flesh with its fans, they say, unequivocally. You're not allowed to sign autographs at the MLB. NHL has canceled the San Jose Sharks for fans. NBA says they're limiting all locker room access because of the coronavirus. And they have said that you can't have any fans at the Sacramento. The Summer Olympics and the IOC are talking about possibly canceling the 2020 Olympics. College-based basketball, again, I've already told you what's going on. Ivy League is canceled. The A-10 conference has suspended handshaking. Chicago State's not going to travel to its final 2 regular season games. And in Baltimore, the Division III men's basketball NCAA tournament game between Yeshiva and Worcester Polytech Institute, well, it was held without a crowd. So all this stuff is going on. And by the way, just so you know, the commissioner of baseball, Mr. Rob Manfred, is talking about canceling MLB's opening day. MLB's opening day is like Christmas to me. If they're talking about canceling that, I am actually want to cry. Hey, Manny, what's up?
Hey, bro. How you doing, man? I really want to thank you for at least being proactive about this situation rather than being reactive,
Thank you, Manny.
People don't realize that CDC has already going to be going to the president and letting him know that there will not be any vaccine coming at least by fall at the earliest.
No, you're 100% right.
That's 100%. I mean, we can't just sit down on our butts and think that everything is just going to be fine and wait till it hits us harder.
And again, I wanted to ask all those people, it's not having as bad of effect on children, so people aren't freaking out as much. It's not maybe affecting, those who are under 55 years old. But do you not have parents or grandparents that you actually really love and care about? Do you want them getting sick? Because the death rate for them is almost 50% is at least that's what the dude came out and said. If you have an immunodeficiency, like if you have diabetes, high blood pressure, anything like that, if you're struggling with cancer, if you have, where you pulmonary, where you can't breathe, they said if you have pulmonary.
Obesity.
Yeah, thank you. If you have that, they said that this could kill you bam, like in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So again, do you not have family members and people that that are a little bit older that you love and care about? That's what I'm trying to ask. Because again, I'm not worried personally about myself, but I don't want to go to an event and then take that home and kill my grandparents or my parents. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I mean, like you said, if the NFL games won't happen, then people will start to freak. It's just why wait till something is too late,
It's a great point,
Let's start
Manny.
doing something now.
Manny, thank you so much for the phone call, and I appreciate you listening more than you can imagine. Have a blessed day, my brother.
You too. Bye-bye.
That's my friend Manny, and I got to tell you something. We got great people out there, and we're about to do one of the best segments, and it's going to be a hell of a lot more relaxing talking about coronavirus because it's time for me to relax, get funny, and talk about some stupid stuff like Paige's cleavage. By the way, I got her so many more followers yesterday. She owes me. I had more people send me pictures of her. Literally, I know I got her 200,000 followers yesterday. Everybody in the building was showing me Paige pictures. People were I had more texts. I had 214 Paige pictures yesterday. No, 221. I'm sorry. It's close. I had to look it up. Paige, baby. They think you are fine, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can always go back and listen to any show on the podcast or whatever, because we shoot all of our shows out via Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, YouTube, Facebook, plus you can find it at sports56whbq.com, and then always listen live on AM 560, 96.1 and 87.7 FM. But I got to tell you real quick before we go to Hardwood, this is actually kind of important. Have y'all heard of Surf Escapes? Do you know, like, you go to your, like, I'm worried about my grandparents dying. Back in the day, though, my grandparents, I don't know if they really worried about my feet. Because remember when you would run to the pool, it was so daggum hot, like your little feet would burn. You'd have to, like, have those little, like, aqua socks or whatever. You'd burn your little tootsies. So now there's a place called Surfacescapes. They do concrete flooring that's 20 degrees cooler than anyone. So if it's 100 degrees outside, it's going to be 80 degrees on your feet. That is a big difference. Instead of going from like 100 to 150 and like literally you leaving your skin on the concrete, it's going to be beautiful. And you can find Surfacescapes, by the way, by calling them at 901-888-5000 or just go to surfacescapes.com for more information. They do garage floors, restaurants, office, retail, industrial, pools, homes, anything you can think of. When you think of floor, think Surfacescapes. And then don't forget to go to Sports 56 WHBQ and sign up for Sports 56 podcast and interviews and all that good stuff, because guess what? It's all brought to you by the good people at Surfacescapes Concrete Floors. Thank you so much. Give them a call, 901-888-5000 or go to surfacescapes.com. Make your pool, your deck, make everything look so beautiful this spring. Now, let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
Holy moly. I can't believe I'm going to do this. Volunteers have some deadgum hope. They have a senior quarterback in Jared Guarantano, and let's just put it simple. Ain't nobody talking about him. It's all Harrison Bailey. He's the most popular person in the state of Tennessee right now. Like, that dude can walk into, back in the day if we still had platinum, it's all free. He'd be in the VIP room, chilling, all free. Life would be great. Champagne. They'd treat him like a king. And the SEC is basically talking about him like he is going to be Jeremy Pruitt's basically knight in shining armor. The way Jeremy saved last year, the fact that the offensive line is going to be better, the fact that they actually have a couple star-studded offensive linemen this year, it's going to be a position of experience. You put maybe a young quarterback back there, you got the senior quarterback, you know what Jarrett can do. But everybody and their grandmother is telling me that this Harrison Bailey dude is the solid steel sex appeal guy, and he's going to be the best quarterback since T. Martin and Peyton Manning. Whoa! I want to know, 67129, honest to goodness, all my UT fans, who's going to start? Is it going to be Mr. Jared Guarantano, or is Harrison Bailey literally going to be y'all's savior? I want to know, and I'm dead serious, people. These are the kinds of things I must know. Now, I want to ask y'all this. Is it proof? Do I have proof right now, unequivocal proof, that stars push the NCAA sport and their league? Because I think I do. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. So, the NCAA, I told you how they're a worthless, life-sucking, money-sucking, make no decisions except for when they want to hurt somebody. But if it's important like the coronavirus, they're going to leave it up to everybody else because they just still want money. Well, they've come out and done some other worthless things. And I just wanted to explain to you, they keep saying, well, it's Duke or it's Kentucky. It's the NCAA that does it. Well, no, I don't think so, and I got some numbers to prove it to you. So last year when Zion was actually playing for Duke, do you know how many people watched the games on average? 2.14 million. I got the answer for you. Do you know how many people are watching this year? Less. Put it this way. They dropped 46%. So you're telling me Duke's important or is Zion important? So hold on. They last year had an average of 2.14 million viewers per game that Zion played. And then the UNC Duke game last year, way up there. This year, Duke is being watched 46% less eyeballs according to Sports Media Watch. Got a question for you. Who carries the actual water? Is it superstars or teams? Obviously, superstars. Who's watching my man Oh my God, Texas A&M. You know they went and stole Florida State's coach, paid him a blank ton of money, and I definitely got to watch some Texas A&M. Not so fast. I don't give a damn. But you know what? When Johnny Manziel was there, star, everybody was watching Texas A&M. They made more money than they can shake a stick out. That's how they were able to pay their sorry you-know-what coach. Left Florida State bare, and I don't want to make fun of Florida State. But again, I just wanted to say to you, it is proof that the NCAA is full of you-know-what. And yes, stars push eyeballs and ratings and dollar bills, and the dollar bills go straight into Mark Emmert's and the president's damn pockets. Now, I've talked about Tennessee, talked about the coronavirus, talked about all these horrible, horrible things. Before I get back into some funny stuff, is there anything that you have before I get crazy?
Sure, two things. First, what years were you voted the sexiest man alive in Millington? That's what I want to know.
Buddy.
Every year, okay. We know that's not true. Now, Gabe wanted to talk about Gronk. Gronk in the WWE. Hold up.
Oh, that was funny. Dude, I'm telling you, that sexiest man in Millington is real, yo.
Yo, you know Gronk's nearing a deal with the WWE, right?
Yes, I did hear all about that.
What you think about it? Because, like, I knew it was coming, right? This has been a conversation, but, like, is he... You know, he left the NFL for health reasons. I don't think joining the WWE is going to help said health reasons.
Well, see, this is where I want to say I kind of, like, disagree because I have to explain something to you. I knew nothing about wrestling until years I did the Kevin Cerrito show who does all this wrestling. And then I talked to all the wrestlers, and they basically said it wasn't the wrestling matches what killed them. It was the ounces of cocaine, the bottles of Jack Daniels.
But they do work like 300
massive amounts of opioids.
A year,
and
right?
he is saying that he might do 10 events.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good source
That's
of
what
income
I'm trying
then.
to say. Yes, he is saying.
Will
I
you watch
might
it
do...
for Gronk, or are you just not going to watch it?
Oh,
like
no,
you
I don't
normally
watch
do?
that. No. Once my dad told me it wasn't real,
See, I've
he
never
broke
been into
me.
it either.
I was an Ultimate Warrior fan. I used to believe that stuff was real, and then my dad ruined it for me. He goes, "You know how come he ruined it for me?" I was like 6. He wanted to get. I wanted WrestleMania 1 or whatever, and it was like probably $20 back then. And he's like, "Why do you want me to spend $20 on a man's soap opera?" He's like, "You know it's fake, don't you?" I was like, "No."
When did you learn about Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy?
Probably the same damn year. I think I probably even
He ripped your heart out early at 6.
He did, man.
At age 6.
He ruined me. He hurt me. By the way, I still love you, Pops.
So Gronk is probably going to be like The Rock, Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, and John Cena, where they come in sporadically. You know, they may fight maybe 2 or 3 matches a year, and they're going to drive ratings. They're going to get paid a lot. And, you know, fans either love them or hate them or a weird combination of both. That's just how it works. It's been like that for a while now. So that's probably what Gronk is going to do.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. It's not going to be the way they did it in the day. And listen, like, you know, Ric Flair and believe it or not, man, like, you know, we have like Jerry the King Lawler. You know, my good buddy Lou Winston downtown, who owns Blue Note on Beale Street. He was a big wrestler in Memphis. I've known him for many years. Love you, Lou. He's talked to me about what the life was like back then. The life back then is totally different than the lifestyle today. They're paid better. They're not drug-induced. There's actually like... Just trust me, it's better than it was. I can promise you that.
So the average wrestler makes $500,000 a year. That's the average salary.
That is so good, especially compared to what they used to pay those guys. Like they would literally, like somehow they would almost owe people like at the end of the deadgum week traveling all over the country. But anyway,
wait. Let me clarify. In the WWE, let me clarify because not every wrestler's making that. I don't want to.
No. In the WWE, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah, in the WWE. Yeah, I want to make sure I clarify that.
And then the last thing I do is I got to go to break. The one thing I do have to say is there is a parent that is suing Little League after his son got hit in the face by a wild pitch. And I just want to be the judge because I'm going to just stand there and I'm going to wait. And when the defendant stands up, I would jump up from my bench and I would take the baseball and I would just beat him right in the damn face. And be like, you okay, aren't you? No, shut up and take your kid out of here. It's Little League Baseball. Get out of here with my stupid suits. Suing Little League Baseball because your kid got hit. Man, there's some dumb things in this world, but that's about the dumbest damn thing I've ever read in my life. Don't you dare touch that dial. I'm in Fuego. Sports 56, 96.1, 87.7 FM.
Search Sports 56 on Facebook and give us a like. And follow us on Twitter at Sports 56 WHBQ.
The lights are on. The games have started. And now you can place your bets at the casino that's closest to Memphis. Southland Casino. Regular season and postseason. Tournaments and playoffs. Championships and finals. The biggest games are at the best spot to place your bets. Southland. Plus big screens, great bites, and cold brews. Come make your sports bets now at Southland Casino. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
You have to be up in 5 hours, 2 hours, 6 minutes. And when you hear, you realize that you haven't slept a wink. That's why there's ZzzQuil Pure Z's, a drug-free blend of botanicals with an optimal dose of melatonin, so you can fall asleep naturally with no next-day grogginess. It's available in both liquid and gummies, tastes great, and is non-habit forming. Pick up ZzzQuil Pure Z's from the sleep experts at Vicks ZzzQuil. ZzzQuil Pure Z's, naturally superior sleep. Available at retailers near you.
Tiger Hoops fans have something extra to look forward to this coming March. Not only is it tournament time, but it's the opening of the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum.
After Finch's two-pointer, Ronnie Robinson sank the shot that once again brought the two teams into a tie.
Come to the Pink Palace Museum this March and experience 100-plus years of Tiger men's and women's basketball, from their beginnings as the West Tennessee State Normal School to the present.
The Tigers are very much alive.
Don't miss the Tiger Hoops exhibit at the Pink Palace Museum, opening March 7th.
Pop Wigington has been in the restaurant business since the 70s and has now brought 3 generations of family favorites together under one roof at Pop's Comfort Kitchen, 2990 Kirby Whitten Parkway next to Kroger. Pop's takes you back to a simpler time when food and life was more wholesome. Settle down today for lunch or dinner at Pop's with daily specials like country fried steak, fried catfish, chicken and dumplings, or Pop's famous fried chicken livers, all served up with your choice of 23 fresh vegetables like field peas and snaps, seasoned green beans, sweet corn and turnip greens. Hungry for a sandwich? Check out the Chuck, a hand-patted cheeseburger between 2 grilled cheese buns topped with lettuce, tomato, diced onion, pickles, fried egg, and bacon. Or a half-pound flat iron steak sandwich served on Texas toast. Don't forget one of Grandma's homemade desserts like chess pie or banana pudding. Take comfort today at Pop's Comfort Kitchen, 2990 Kirby Whitten Parkway next to Kroger. Pop's Comfort Kitchen.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here!
This hour is brought to you by your CBD store, your one-stop for all your natural, organic, and non-GMO CBD products, where good health hits home. Here's Johnny Radio himself, John Hardin.
OMG, I got to come back a little Sports 56 Happy Hour, and I got to finish on a very, very good day. Like a very, very exciting. Some people are all mad. One person said, Johnny, the sad thing is that anybody that differs with your opinion, you call an idiot. You're an idiot. Well, thank you, sir. It's because I use facts, sir. And if you don't listen to facts, well, I kind of used to say, like, if you think the world is flat, well, guess what? You're an idiot. If you don't believe that they're not having fans in the Golden State Warriors, guess what? You're an idiot. If you don't believe that the 401k for the average American has lost 33%, well, guess what? You're an idiot. So, yeah, I might call you an idiot, but damn, man. Truth's truth, fact's fact, and fiction's fiction. Truth hurts sometimes, doesn't it? Now, to all those like that say, great show, Johnny, you know I love you. Mad respect. And even the ones that don't like it, as long as you're listening, I don't give a bleep. Thank you for listening. But I will tell you one thing. For all you people out there who aren't doing all that well, I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you are struggling and maybe you lost a loved one, or maybe life just ain't going the right way, because it's all about peaks and valleys. If you're in a valley, 901-406-1101, because I know the fixer. His name is Bill at I Buy Houses, and literally Any problem you got, he's got your back. The bank, they were going to foreclose on me. They told me I had a week to get my money. Man, I had my money in 5 days. I went strutting in there like I was like Jackie Brown or something, dude. I was bad, mamma jam. I ain't playing no games. I went in there, paid that thing off, had enough money to put a down payment on my home when I got back on my feet. So remember, you might be down, but you ain't out if you got 901-406-1101. Put it in your phone, 901-406-1101. But remember, he can't help you if you don't make the phone ring. 901-406-1101. Call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. Bing, a bang, a boom. I just sold your house. Now, we've been talking about all kinds of cool stuff. I love talking cool stuff. But I also got to tell you all this. Dan Patrick Show. I got to give a shout out to DP and Charles Barkley and Draymond Green because this stuff is getting hilarious.
I love it.
Shout out and mic drop to Chuck. In fact, this is where I think Draymond Green, you just bow out gracefully because is this the knockout one? He said he's the least, this is what Charles Barkley said about Draymond Green. He's the least famous person in the boy band and he thinks he's a star and he's not. He's lucky to be in the boy band. He thinks all the girls are screaming for him. No, they're screaming for Justin Timberlake. Dude, again, mic drop Chuck Barkley.
But wait, hold on, wait. He didn't just say that. He also said that Draymond has a face for radio.
Yes, he did say that too the day before. That was hilarious. I love that one. All I do is do me a favor, Dre. Bow out. But always remember, never bow out at Central Barbecue and buy me some banana pudding. Coming up next, sports time. And you know who's got this? Wolo and Stats. For RJ the Renegade and Gabe Kuhn, I'm John. Get out there, make the world a better place. See you on the flip side. Peace!
There's a new commissary in town.